So guys, after crossing the bridge, I came here to the bus terminal in ciudaddeleste. You could just make your way straight here. Uber and boat work here, so you can just hail a Uber or a boat from the Friendship Bridge right after you cross from Brazil and you come to this terminal. Don't confuse the terminals, because I think there are about 2 or 3 bus terminals in ciudaddeleste. This one right here is the one that's located next to a stadium, so just look up for Terminal de Omnibus and then you'll get the correct one. So I didn't come straight here. I chilled a little bit in ciudaddeleste. I spent 2 days. I did some shopping. I think I'm going to maybe make a separate video about shopping in ciudaddeleste. But then now I'm making my way to Asunción. One interesting fact about getting a SIM card here in Paraguay: there's plenty of operators. I think there are 4 of them. I chose the one that it's called Personal, just like in English. They have a shop just outside ciudaddeleste if you're passing by here. It would be interesting to take an Uber there, because it may take a good half an hour walking. And then they have pretty decent packages. I chose the one for 7 days and I paid 20,000 guaranis, which is roughly about 3-4 euro. And it's plenty of internet. It's 3 gigabytes, so you can use Google Maps and you can use Uber and boat, and then the rest you can do use the Wi-Fi at your hotel. So basically I got this SIM card and it was no trouble whatsoever. They needed my passport, they needed an address here, and it took about 30-40 minutes. It's a bit of a cumbersome process if you compare with other countries, but it's still pretty okay, and the people were always nice, as Paraguayan people are always nice. So it's not quite sunny, as you can see, but because Paraguay is an extremely hot country, a day like this comes as a blessing, because it could be really stuffy here, and when it's a sunny day it's extremely hot and you're going to sweat a lot. If you like it, if you were born in a country where it's mostly cold, maybe you're going to enjoy it. But I was born and raised in Brazil, so hot weather for me is not exactly interesting. So I'm really happy for a day like this. So guys, this one here is my beautiful bus to Asunción, and I chose the upper deck. So here I go. It would take about 5 hours, and then let's see what happens when we get there. So this street is called Coronel Francisco López, and then here they have a Escribanía, which is a notary office, and this is called Berta Samaniego, and this is where I got my passport stamp. They charged me 5,000 guaranis, which is less than 1 euro. So pretty amazing. They open until 6 o'clock in the evening. You can come here before going to the Interpol, and then it's just a short walk to the Interpol office. Hello, so yesterday I wrapped up my day with a quick run to the Interpol. There they asked me to go and get my passport and the Paraguayan stamped, copied and notarized. So I managed to find Escribanía, which is a notary office that was open until 6 o'clock. It was pretty straightforward, nice people. I paid only 5,000 guaranis, and then I left there with the document notarized and ready for today. Unfortunately, I couldn't go back to Interpol because it was already late, so I'm going to have to do everything today. So today I'm up early, and it's going to be a long day. It's been raining the whole night, so let's see. Thanks God, Ubers and taxis here are cheap. So it's going to be a whole day running up and down with Ubers and taxis to see if I can finally get my residence process started. So I'm finally out of the Interpol office here in Asunción. It was raining pretty bad today, this morning. We had flooded streets. The streets were looking like actual rivers. Taking an Uber or boat was really, really hard. I had 3 guys canceling on me, and the fares were up the roof. So finally I made it here this morning at 7 o'clock, really early. The place is actually quite far from the city center. It's a good 30 minutes Uber drive. Now it stopped raining. I thought I would need to actually take another Uber, but then it's okay, it's dry. Apparently the streets are also dry. Now here I am. This one here is the office you're looking for if you want to do your Residencia procedure. It's called Migraciones, and you can easily find the address on Google Maps. So I'm going in now, and I'll see how easy or how difficult it's going to be. So guys, one of the things you're gonna need to do together with going to the Interpol office is going here to the IT department of the National Police. It's called Informática in Spanish, and it's just next to the place where you get your cédula, which is just around that corner there. So they're very close together, and you're going to be coming back to this place when you have your process finalized and you're going to get your cédula. So to come here, you're gonna need one legalized copy from the notary office. So you get 2 copies of your passport, of the picture page, and the stamp from when you enter Paraguay. So you're going to have 2 copies made of these 2 documents, and then you legalize it. You go to the notary office to have them legalized, and then you come here. One is going to stay with them. You're going to pay around 60,000 guaranis, and the other one you'll take together with you to the migrations office. I'm here in Asunción in the beautiful Galleria Mall. It's full of trees and little waterfalls and lots of beautiful decoration. It's been a good few days of heavy rain, and when it rains here in Paraguay it gets horrible, but now it's finally sunny, and to celebrate the fact that I've successfully finalized my temporary residence process. I didn't obtain the residence. I only got this paper that says that my residence is being processed. But until I got there, it was a lengthy process. I would say you can reserve a good, say, 5 working days if you're lucky, and counting with the way via ciudaddeleste and coming from Brazil, they will give you a list, an official list of the documents that you need to bring in order to start your residency process. This is composed of 10 items, and here they are. You will need your valid passport. Number 2, you will need the visa in case your nationality requires one. The passport, in case your nationality does not require a visa, you need to have the entry stamp from when you enter the country. Then number 3, yeah, that's actually the entry stamp. Number 4 is your birth certificate. The birth certificate needs to be apostilled. Now, there's one note for if you're watching this and you're from Brazil. If you're from Brazil, do not translate your birth certificate. You need to have it apostilled on the birth certificate. That's where I almost had a problem. So do not translate a Brazilian birth certificate. All the other birth certificates that are not in Spanish, you need to have them translated and apostilled. The number 5, and that's only in case you're married or separated, then you need a certificate stating your civil status. That also needs to be translated and apostilled. Number 6, you need a criminal record from your country. Number 7 is the Interpol criminal record. And number 8, even if as funny as it sounds, and even if you never lived in Paraguay, you need a criminal record from Paraguay. Then the number 9 and number 10 are 2 pieces of paper that once you have everything that has been mentioned before, and you arrive at the migration's office and they say everything is okay, then they're going to give you this certificate to sign. It means that certificate states that you swear that you are a good person and you won't commit any crimes and blah blah blah. That is all in Spanish. Don't worry, it's all okay. They just want to know if you're not going to be a nuisance for their country. So once you're done with all that, they're going to give you a little code. Then you go into the caja and you need to have 2.7 million guaranis in cash ready to pay that. Then once you pay that, you're going to come back to the same person that did the procedure for you. They are going to give you a yellow paper. That yellow paper is something that allows you to stay up to 3 months in the country without having to leave and without going back to the tourist status that you had before. So this authorizes you to actually stay in Paraguay if you want to stay in Paraguay in the meantime while you wait for your papers. The other paper is a code that you're gonna have to either wait for their email, they should send you an email when the paperwork is ready, or you can also call them and then you state that code and they're going to check for you if your residency is ready or not. So then it turns out that it was forbidden to film in the shopping mall. I was very politely informed about that from the security guards. So I relocated here to Plaza Uruguay, which is an oasis of peace in the middle of Asunción. You see even like people lying on the benches. They're not actually beggars. They're people with, they're in the middle of their lunch break and they come here, relax and take a nap. Yeah, you see how relaxed this city is. So continuing with what I was saying, what I actually obtained was an extension, a change of my status here in Paraguay, which became from tourist to what they call Residencia precaria, which is like some kind of provisional residence. Then that allows me to wait for the outcome of the temporary residence process inside the country. But since I'm not doing that, then I'm just normally leaving the country tomorrow. Now, what is important to point out is that you obviously need to be here to actually retrieve your residence documents once you're done with them, once the whole process has actually been finalized and approved. If you're not here, then you need a gestor. And then I decided to actually pay a person to do that for me. So this lawyer or this law office will actually obtain a power of attorney from me. They are going to retrieve the documents in this migrations office, and then they're going to, at the same time, once they have my residency, they're going to actually apply for my cédula, which is a very, very important identity document here in Paraguay that will allow me to arrive into the country, and then they'll realize that I'm actually a resident here, and at the same time that will allow me to, for example, open a bank account and so on. So I will conclude this video just pointing out that it is actually totally up to you to do your temporary residence yourself, or to pay $2,000 to a gestor to do the whole process for you. It also depends on your ability to physically be present in the country. If you don't want to be here, if you're not finished with all you have to do abroad and you're not ready to make the move here, then maybe it's a good option to find somebody to do it on your behalf. If you actually can be here, if you speak a little bit of Spanish, then it's much better to actually maybe even save over $1,000 and do the whole thing yourself. It will take roughly about a week. And I'm saying goodbye for now. See you in some other video, or if you speak Portuguese, just watch my other videos and enjoy. All the best, guys, and success in your Paraguay residency application.